This is my final project analyzing the cabinet of Dr. Caligari. The movie tells Francis's story about the mad Dr. Caligari and his sleepwalker Cesare, who can tell the future. Once Caligari's act appears at the circus, mysterious murders occur throughout the town. Cesare is then able to predict Francis's friend Alan's murder, leading to Francis suspecting Caligari of doing it himself. After Jane, Francis's future fiancée, is attacked, Francis pursues Caligari, following him back to an insane asylum. It's revealed that Dr. Caligari is the director of the asylum, and Francis causes him to mentally snap by showing him Cesare's corpse. Dr. Caligari is then placed in a straitjacket, an inmate at his own asylum. Having completed his story, Francis walks back to the asylum, where he sees Cesare and other people from his story standing around as though none of it has occurred. He then sees Dr. Caligari and attacks him, before it is revealed to the audience that Francis's story was, in fact, a fabrication of his own insane mind, and Dr. Caligari is nothing more than an entirely average, old, insane asylum director. An important part of the cabinet of Dr. Caligari resides in its set and costume design. The way Francis's town and all the characters are visually depicted contributes greatly to the eerie feeling and can act as an extremely subtle form of foreshadowing, with everything strange about the world that we are shown able to be seen as Francis's insanity warping his perception of reality. These differences can be seen in comparing the real insane asylum's director to Francis's Dr. Caligari. While in the real world he is a frail old man, Francis sees him as this menacing man who has wild hair, an insane leer, and deep-set eyes. We can also see forms of this distortion in the way that Francis views his town, with high towers and rooms with oddly shaped windows and leaning walls. For example, in the scene where Cesare attacks Jane, he climbs in a trapezoidal window on a diagonal wall, and we also see forms of this distortion in the furniture, with chairs having elongated backs or high seats, and in the shadows, which are painted onto the sets to appear more exaggerated and menacing to the characters. This is seen especially in the scene where Alan and Francis must walk back to their homes after Alan's murder is predicted. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is an excellent piece of cinema history and is clearly an inspiration for many directors since its release. As you've mentioned, when we watched it, Tim Burton has clearly drawn a great deal from this movie. The stylized character and set design visually draws in the viewer, and in this case is subtle enough to allude to the final twist without giving a second viewing.